It is Friday night, and that means we got 2 more days until the game. I'm hyped. Let's go. Let's get the intro. Bang, bang, Nana gang. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How we doing? We got a little pink dolphin shirt. Festive, right? Got the dolphin hoodie. We got the Niner beanie. It's going to be a battle Sunday in the rain. 49ers, Dolphins. We finally got all the injury reports. And, we got a little bit of a bad injury update earlier we'll talk about. But you know what? At the end of the day, it is what it is. Injuries happen. Hopefully everybody's ready to roll. Let's get going, man. I'm so hyped for Sunday. I want to eat some sushi after the game. You know the vibes, man. I cannot wait. How's the rain? It's been good right now. It hasn't really been too rainy. It rained one day pretty good here, but this weekend's supposed to be wet and wild, but we'll see. California rains. It rains like a few seconds here, it drizzles, and then it gets crazy, and then it goes away. So I don't think it's going to be crazy rain, even if it does rain. But man, oh man, I'm hyped. Yeah, Rhea, the Pig Dolphin brand. What's up, everybody? Steve-O, Jair, my man Rhea, Jorge, my man Niner by nature. Let's go. Niner Gang Wolfcast. Smash the like button. Y'all know the vibes. Am I going to the Bucks game, says Stricken? I am. But I'll be at the Dolphins game first and foremost. We got to talk about some injuries. So today, it was kind of crazy. So Deebo Samuel, at first, they tweeted out, oh, he's not at practice, and everybody was going crazy. Because this morning, Kyle Shanahan said on KNBR, Deebo has to come out and really do something in practice to be able to have a chance to play. And then it was like, oh my God, he's not practicing. Then literally 5 minutes later, he tweeted out, Matt Barrows tweeted out, oh wait, he's actually in practice. He showed up a little late, just fashionably late. Everybody was in a tizzy, but Deebo is questionable. He has a deep thigh bruise. So obviously he had the quad issue, but he took a helmet to the thigh. And I guess it's still pretty tight, but, he went out there. They tried to let him loosen it up. He's got 2 nights to recover and get himself right. Somebody get him the Theragun. Somebody go massage that man. Don't tell him to go hang out with Deshaun Watson, but somebody needs to massage Deebo, get that thigh right. Maybe, hey, yo, Deebo, hit me up. I'm a PT. I'm good at manual therapy. Hit your boy up. Let's go. But Deebo is questionable for Sunday. Now, there was another injury that popped up that kind of came out of nowhere. So Trent Williams actually walked off the field because he had some back spasms. Kyle Shanahan did talk about it afterwards, and he says that he's questionable also. He says he should be okay. He's not too concerned. But, Kyle Shanahan always says that. I'm not too concerned, and then it becomes a concerning issue. So I'm going to hope it's okay. I'm going to hope Kyle's telling us, it's not that big of a deal, and they're just being safe with them. Sometimes your back locks up. I'm an old guy. Sometimes my back locks up. I know how it feels. But, Trent is questionable for Sunday. That would be a huge loss if we don't have Trent Williams. But, again, it is something that they're dealing with. He's questionable. He had some back issues, some spasms. But Kyle wasn't too worried. He says he should be okay. He should be playing. He wasn't too concerned. So those were the 2 major issues of the day. Arik Armstead is fully cleared. He'll be ready to go. Christian McCaffrey, fully cleared. He'll be ready to go. So those were really the 2 big issues, Deebo and Trent Williams. Everybody else is going to be ready to roll and play. Now, you know what? Kyle Shanahan did talk about Javon Kinlaw. We've been talking about Kinlaw every single day. I come up on this and do updates. I go on Instagram. I come on here every day live. And everybody asks about Javon Kinlaw. Well, finally, Kyle Shanahan gave us an update on Javon Kinlaw. I think he's secretly watching us. He must be watching us live because he gave us an update today, and he says that Javon Kinlaw is very close to coming back. I was surprised. I'm not going to lie to you. He did say Javon Kinlaw has a good chance of coming back very soon, and they're going to decide within the next 24 hours, so probably tomorrow. At some point, they will decide if they're going to put Elijah Mitchell on the injured reserve. So it's a big decision. Kyle's going to give himself some thought because, there are other players that they have to kind of consider about injuries and stuff. And if he's on the injured reserve, he has to miss at least 4 games. Obviously, it's a 6 to 8 time week for his injury. So they might put Elijah Mitchell on the injury reserve list tomorrow, Saturday. So we'll see. Legendary Answer says, "Oh, for sure." Man, when I saw that update, when I was listening, I was sitting there watching it, and I hear Kyle Shannon. He goes, "Well, Javon Kinlaw, let me give you an update." I was like, "Wait a second. We've been asking, y'all been asking every single night on the live," and he finally timed. And last night, I remember we went on a whole rant about it, and he finally answered the update for Javon Kinlaw. I mean, I was like, the timing was kind of crazy about it. So yeah, Javon Kinlaw soon could be coming back. That's good news. Now let's talk about this game on Sunday. Now, obviously, we saw the injury reports. We know what's going on. A lot of people are kind of picking against the Niners. I feel a lot of people are favoring the Dolphins. Now, there have been a lot of people in the media that have picked the Niners, but I feel a lot of people are rolling with the Dolphins. They got a high-power offense. Obviously, the Niners' defense is really good, but a lot of people are saying they haven't faced an offense like this in their last 4 games where they've had this run. I get it, but the Dolphins haven't played a defense like the Niners in their little stretch of games. They've been, racking up 30 points on people. They really haven't played anybody really good. This is going to be a battle. This is a heavyweight fight. Obviously, everybody's talked about it this week, and everybody wishes this was the primetime game. Like, if you really look at all the games this week, this is the game of the week. This might be one of the games of the year. I think everybody knows this is going to be a just phenomenal football game. Oh, man, I'm hyped up. Monique says, how long does a back spasm last? Everybody's different. Back spasms could be short, could be prolonged. It could be something that lingers. I mean, everybody deals with back injuries differently. Back spasms suck. They can be something that lingers, right? Or it could just be something where he stretches and gets a little rest, does some, some manual therapy, gets a massage, whatever, some deep tissue massage, and maybe it goes away. So it really depends. It could be one of those things where it's really bad. So hopefully it's nothing serious, very minor. Maybe something cramped up. Maybe he just didn't drink enough water. He wasn't stretching enough, and he was like, okay, I need to shut down so it doesn't become serious. So it depends. What's up, Debbie? A-Bone says, we just got to get pressure onto it. And that, again, the key to this game, and we've talked about it all week, we have to pressure Tua. That is the key. Nick Bosa is one of the biggest X factors in this game. Can Nick Bosa get in the backfield and put the pressure on Tua? If Tua doesn't have time in the pocket, he's not going to have time to throw it to Waddle and Tyreek Hill. And you know what? The Dolphins, for as good as their offense is, and as good as Mike McDaniel's been, and as good as, they kind of recreated this 49ers offense with speed, they're not the greatest run game. You would think they'd be better at running the ball. I mean, they're still good. They're like the 11th best running team in the league, but you would expect them to be higher, right? Jeff Wilson Jr. definitely has helped them out since he's come aboard. Raheem's fast. If he's cleared, he's going to play. Raheem's playing this game. He's off the injury list for the Dolphins, and he's going to play. But the thing of the Dolphins is their right tackle, Jackson, has been ruled out of the game. He's been ruled out of the game. So he's done. Now, their left tackle, Teron Armstead, all week he's been saying he might play. He's going to try to play through the pec injury. He's got a pec tear. He's doubtful to play on Sunday. And I do not think Teron Armstead will play. He's doubtful. He's listed as doubtful. I don't think so. If both of their tackles, they have 2 tackles that are going to be out of this game. Nick Bosa is going to live in that backfield. And the other guy that is going to be a critical key factor for the 49ers is Arik Armstead. He is finally returning back on the field. It's been a long time coming. It's been 8 weeks. Arik Armstead, to me, is going to be one of the biggest X factors of this game. What's up, Highlight Heaven? What's up, Sad Niner fan? What's up, everybody? Jair Villanueva says they don't buy the 0 score points allowed in the second half because the teams we played, but holding that is very impressive no matter who you play. I agree, Jair. Even though we haven't played elite teams, whatever, the fact that we're shutting these teams out is phenomenal, and they're still professional football players at the end of the day on the other side of the ball. And the 49ers have had to play some, it was adverse conditions. Look at the Saints game. They were in the red zone twice, and they stopped them. Big fourth down stops, goal line stances. I don't care who we play. They still have good talent on those teams, and we shut them down for 4 games in the second half. So whether they want to give us the credit or not, I don't care. Klars says, if I were Mike, I'd be careful with Tua this week. He doesn't look 100%, hasn't forced a defense like us. I mean, Tua's been balling. I will give him his credit. He's been tearing it up. Mike McDaniel really he's given this guy so much confidence. And that's what I love about Mike. He's really a guy that gave, Tua confidence. Everybody wrote him off. Tua even says, I thought I sucked because everybody was telling me that. But you're right. Tua has to be careful in this game because they have not played a defense like the 49ers. You have Arik Armstead. Arik Armstead is back. He's going to make Nick Bosa's life easier. Charles Omenihu's life easier. Samson Ebicam, Drake Jackson. All these guys are going to be eaten because of Arik Armstead. He's going to be a huge X factor for the 49ers. I'm telling you, this D-line is relentless. This is a team that this is a defense that the Dolphins have not been able to play in this season. They have not played a physical defense like the 49ers, and I think that's the key. Niners are going to pound the ball, hit them in the mouth, and I'm excited for this. Linebackers, they're phenomenal, and Tua likes to throw around the middle of the field. He likes to kind of pepper the middle, intermediate passes, and then eventually he'll take a few shots on the play action. The Niners, if Tua's going to take the middle of the field, you got Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, and Azeez Al-Shaair. You have the best linebacking trio in the NFL. What's up, J. Peter Parker? We have the best linebacking trio in the NFL. Trio. I can't talk tonight, right? Trio, not churro. It sounded like I said a churro. I'm hungry, if you can tell. I'm very hungry tonight. So I'm not talking about churros. I'm talking about the linebacker trio of the 49ers. If Tua's going to take shots in the middle of the field, that boy's in for a long night because you have Fred Warner, Azeez Al-Shaair, and Dre Greenlaw. And you have Talanoa Hufanga, who can go all over the place. He can come up in the middle. He can play like a little hybrid linebacker safety. This guy's instincts are crazy. So I think Talanoa Hufanga is going to have a phenomenal game. This guy just has a knack for making big plays. He always seems to have a big play. I love Talanoa, and I think Talanoa is going to step up, have a big game. Now, for the Dolphins, one of the X factors for the 49ers defense now is going to be Deommodore Lenoir. All right, Deommodore Lenoir. Obviously, they're going to pick on him. He's the inexperienced guy. He's the young guy. We all know Mooney Ward has been phenomenal this season. He's been earning his money. So I think that Tua, if he has chances, he's going to try to take shots towards Deommodore Lenoir. They're going to try to move the ball to Tyreek and Waddle, and they're going to try to get him one-on-one matchups with Deommodore Lenoir. And as they should. Obviously, Lenoir, he's got a lot to prove. He's had some good moments this season. He's had some moments where he wasn't so good. He's been up in there. He's a young player. He's in his second year of the league. Obviously, we all miss Emmanuel Mosley, but Lenoir's been trying his best. And the Dolphins are going to take shots at Lenoir. So that is a huge X factor. How good can Lenoir play? He's going to be he's going to have his fingerprints on this game, either a good way or a bad way. And he's got to come up and rise up to the occasion. He does not have an easy task facing these wide receivers. The Dolphins have speed, and more speed. And then you got Jimmy Ward playing, in the nickel. We've talked a lot about Jimmy Ward this whole week. Jimmy's going to be an X factor, man. He's going to get tested by Tyreek. I know he's going to get tested. I know they're going to try to throw in the slot. They're going to move Waddle in the slot. They're going to have Jimmy Ward out on him. This is a big game for Jimmy Ward. Obviously, he's in his contract season. He said what he said all week. He's still going to go out there and prove himself. He's been watching the film. Jimmy wants to go out there and crack some heads, man. I think that this is going to be a big game for the 49ers secondary. It's going to have to be. Obviously, it starts up front. Can the 49ers get pressure up on Tua? We all hope they can. But the key is going to be that secondary, whatever. Because there's going to be moments where the Dolphins pass, and this secondary has to bring their A game. So I'm hoping that the Niners secondary plays lights out this weekend. They have to. They absolutely have to. Steve-O says, I could see Hufanga lighting up Mostert and popping the ball and making him eat his words. I'm telling you, I hope we see Mostert get popped. I love Mostert. I'm not, no hate, no hate, but it's a revenge game. He said a little bit this week. It's been a lot of talk. I want I want Talanoa Hufanga to come out and pop him in the mouth. I want to see him hit him. We'll see what Raheem says after that. We'll see how quiet he is. I know there's gonna be jersey swaps after the game. There's gonna be some, there's gonna be a lot of fans. There's gonna be a lot of family moments. It's gonna be cool because they're both teammates. But yo, Talanoa Hufanga is coming for blood. I hope so. And Drake, the guy that's probably that doesn't care if they were on the team before or whatever the case is Drake Greenlaw. This man is a menace. This man is a hard hitting, this guy's a monster. Yo, Drake Greenlaw. I think he's about to suplex Jeff Wilson. I think he's going to clothesline Raheem Mostert. This man's coming for blood. They better be careful when they go up to Drake Greenlaw. Did you see him? He tried to suplex Alvin Kamara last week. This man doesn't care if you got a family. He doesn't care who you are. He's going to come out and wreck you. I love Drake Greenlaw, man. So I'm excited. And Mostert, he better run out of bounds. That's all I'm going to say. He better run out of bounds. Yeah, Monique, he is playing. He better go out. He better go down, right? I hope Hufanga gets a pick 6 too. I'm telling you, man. Look at this. Comment says, my coworkers are Tua's cousins. I hope we win this Sunday. I think these injuries may affect this Sunday. I agree. They're not going to be easy to play if Trent Williams and Debo don't play. They're questionable. So there is a good chance that they both play. Obviously, they're both tough. This is a big game for the 49ers. Questionable is not as bad as doubtful. We'll see. Tomorrow, they'll definitely have the updates. Tomorrow night, Schefter and Rappaport, whatever the case is. Or maybe Sunday morning if it's a game time decision. But these two guys, if they don't play, that's going to be huge for the 49ers. Debo and Trent Williams, they are integral to this 49ers. The run game, especially Trent Williams, if he's not out there, oh, man, it's going to be rough to run on that left side. They'll probably have Colton McKivitz or Jalen Moore. Most likely Colton McKivitz playing left tackle. I mean, he's definitely not Trent Williams, so it will be a huge blow if the 49ers don't have Trent Williams. And Debo Samuel, he's Mr. Everything. He's so versatile. He's kind of that guy that paces the offense, and we need him because even if he's not getting a lot of touches or whatever, he's still a good decoy. We want to make sure we have all their weapons, all hands on deck, because the Dolphins are a flat-out, high-scoring, dynamic offense. So let's talk about the 49ers offense now that we're on that subject. So there's a couple X factors for the 49ers is the red zone. That is the key. The red zone has been a thorn in our side. We get the ball, we push it down the field, and they just cannot score in the red zone. So the 49ers have to figure out how to get the ball in the red zone. That's the key. Bottom line, the 49ers have to score in the red zone. I don't care how they do it, but they have to do it. And they got to maybe start taking some shots down in that area. I know they like to run the ball, but everything tightens up. I hope they use Juwan Jennings and George Kittle a little bit. Those two guys are tall. They could go up and get it, climb the ladder type thing. Those two guys are going to be very key in beating the Dolphins. If they have to score, they cannot just score field goals. You have to capitalize and score in the red zone. So that is going to be one of the key factors. And then Jimmy Garoppolo himself. I know he's played pretty well this season. He's had a good, good little return season this year. Brian Greasy's helped him out, I feel. The shoulder's healthy. He's been playing. He's been balling. He's had some big games. He's been tough. Last game, he took a lot of shots. He kept on ticking, took a licking and kept on ticking, right? That's the whole saying. Jimmy has to be locked on this game. It's going to be a big offensive game. Jimmy's got to push the ball. You can't make mistakes. Just like the Dolphins, they hope that Tua doesn't make any big mistakes. This is going to be a game where whoever makes the mistakes, turnovers, whatever the case is going to dictate the game. If the Jimmy makes turnovers, the Dolphins can capitalize because they have such a good offense. So he has to play a good mistake-free game. He has been over the last 4 weeks, right? He hasn't thrown an interception, and I think that streak needs to continue. Jimmy has to be able to play mistake-free ball and just play a solid, smart game. Get the ball to the playmakers. Obviously, that's his job. Get the ball to CMC and Debo and Ayuk and Kittle and all those guys and let them eat and create, But he's also got to take a few shots, calculated shots. And that's where Kyle Shanahan comes in. He has to dial it up and call the right plays. I think Kyle's going to be in his bag. Again, this is a matchup between Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel, two coaches that have been together for many, many years, and now they're head coaches against each other, the student and the teacher, right? And Kyle's going to have to call a good game, man. He's got to get aggressive, and I think he's going to have to come out and really establish himself against Mike McDaniel because Mike's coming in. he's got nothing to lose. He wants to come in and establish himself and take out the teacher. Mike would love to come into Levi's and leave with a dub and just rub it in Kyle's face. But we all know Kyle has a pretty good track record against his former, proteges, McVay and LaFleur and everybody else. So still going to be a fun match for Kyle and Mike LaFleur, or Mike McDaniel. Sorry, Mike McDaniel and Kyle. This is a young rivalry. Two former coaches that they've been together for years. They started together in Washington, and now they've been together for many, many years down the line. And Mike McDaniel was a big, key, integral part of Kyle Shanahan's offensive system. And a lot of people keep saying Kyle Shanahan's offense is struggling because Mike McDaniel's not there. So this is a week where Kyle can really prove that wrong. He can say, "Hey, I'm the reason why the offense is good. I made this guy." So this means a lot to Kyle. This means a lot to Mike, and I'm excited for that matchup, man. Let's take a look at some of these questions now. Mike 1K says, "Is Debo playing? He's questionable." We don't know. We'll probably know more tomorrow or Sunday morning. So Steve-O says, "X factor on Brandon Ayuk. Even if Debo plays, we probably won't get used as much. So we need another big game from Ayuk. He has shown all season." I agree. I think that was going to be my next segue, actually, is Brandon Ayuk. To me, is going to be he's been the most consistent player for the 49ers, and I think he's going to have another big game. Whether Debo plays or not, we're going to have to see Debo or Ayuk get the ball, and him and Jimmy have had a really good, chemistry overall this season that continues to build. I think Ayuk has to have another big game, and I think that he is definitely an X factor for the 49ers offense. Another guy that's on, an X factor for me as I continue to look at this game and kind of break it down, Jordan Mason, man. Jordan Mason, the running back, undrafted, right? We've been hyping him up, and now he gets his golden opportunity. It's the Jordan Mason show, right? Elijah Mitchell's out, 6 to 8 weeks. Got the MCL sprain on the other leg now. He had the MCL sprain on one knee, and now he's got it on the other. Jordan Mason was given that opportunity, and I think he's going to seize this opportunity and make his mark known. I mean, we all know CMC is going to be there. He's going to be full go, but you can't give him every carry. There has to be a running back too. And I think Jordan Mason's ready to go, man. I think he's got the young, fresh legs, and he's got a lot to prove, chip on the shoulder. And I think he's going to go out there and run his ass off. I know they'll probably call up Tevin Coleman unless they want to roll with TDP, but I can't see them going with two rookies. So I think Jordan Mason is going to be the biggest X factor on offense here. I'm hyped up, though. Laura says, possible rain on Sunday. Yes, there is supposed to be rain on Sunday. I've been looking at the weather app all week. Let's take a look at it now. Santa Clara weather report. So there's a chance of rain on Sunday, 40% chance of rain on Sunday. It's going to be 60 degrees, scattered showers. So it should be raining on Sunday in Santa Clara. Now, we all know how that California rain is. It's not always crazy. Sometimes it comes down really quick. Sometimes it lingers. Sometimes it just comes out and then it leaves. So we don't know what kind of California rain we're going to get, but I don't think it's going to rain like all day. But it'll rain enough to get the field wet and, change it up for change the game conditions a little bit. Grass field, wet. That does favor the 49ers because those fast receivers on the rain, it slows them down a little bit. So, A. Goated says, I don't see the Finns stopping our offense. I hope not. That's the biggest key is we all know the 49ers defense has been lock solid. And their offense hasn't been horrible, hasn't been like elite. It's been pretty good. And there's some games where they really break out. They just need to fix that red zone. But the Dolphins, they've had a really good offense, but their defense has let teams stay in the game. They don't have a big-time elite defense. So, if anything, the 49ers can really, take advantage of the Dolphins' defense. And again, they don't have a top-tier linebacking crew. They got some good players out there. They don't have a great D-line like the 49ers. That's why they had to go out and get Bradley Chubb because they just didn't have pass rush. They were one of the worst teams in terms of sacking the quarterback, so they had to get some pass rush pressure. And now with Bradley Chubb there, he's the big threat, so everybody just double teams him, and nobody else can get pressure because they weren't before. And now you added Bradley Chubb. Now we just got to double team him. So That is going to be a big key difference too. A big key to this game is the Dolphins. I don't know if they're going to be able to get pressure, and if you give Jimmy time and let these weapons have time, this offense can cook on the Dolphins. And I think that is definitely a good comment, right? I don't see the Finns defense stopping our offense. They don't have the elite defense like the 49ers. But again, this is going to be a test for the 49ers defense because everybody's sitting here saying they're elite, they're great, they're the best defense in the league. But now they got to prove themselves against the top offense in the league. Obviously, the last time they played a top offense, the Chiefs went out and they scored a lot of points and they cooked them up. But you got to remember there were some injuries. I can't blame it all on injuries, but they were slowed down. They might have been a little rusty. But I don't think there's going to be any excuse this week. Players are healthy. You got Arik Armstead back. Pretty much everybody on the defense is there that needs to be there. Manuel Mosley obviously is the only guy that's really not there from where we were in the beginning of the season, and maybe Javon Kinlaw, but Kinlaw really hasn't been a factor this season. So pretty much everybody's back. We got the band coming back. We got the linebackers. We got the ferocious D-line. Nick Bosa coming fresh off Defensive Player of the Month. Mr. November, Nick Bosa, coming off some pretty big games, man. He didn't even play the whole month because we had a bye week, and he still got Defensive Player of the Month. So he's been cooking. And I think he's playing at a high level. I hope he gets a turnover. We need to see a turnover happen on Sunday. Debbie says, have I made my predictions yet? Not yet. I'm going to make my predictions here. So everybody in the comments, go ahead and drop your predictions. Tell me your score. We'll highlight your scores. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win? Comment the score. I don't care if you pick the Niners or if you pick the Dolphins. Let me see what you guys think. I think the Niners are going to win. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to come down to whoever gets the big turnover. I think it's going to be 27-24. I really do. I think it's going to be a very close game, 27-24. Hopefully the 49ers can make those adjustments in the second half, and it's going to be about the run game. The Niners have to run the ball. You got CMC, Jordan Mason. I think they just got to pound the ball. They got to run it down their throat, and you got to keep Tyreek Hill and Waddle off the field because, again, they have a great offense, the Dolphins. Let's keep them off the field. Let's keep the 49ers defense fresh. Let's keep the 49ers offense rolling. Run the rock. Don't let Mike McDaniel and his offense get a chance. I think it's going to be 27-24. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close. Let's take a look at what everybody says. The comments. Debbie says 31-14 Niners. Ooh, I hope so. ZP says we beating that ass is my prediction. Hey, that's a good prediction. That's probably the best one as long as we win, right? SF Niners for life says 31-27 Niners. Pretty close. Legendary Answer says 24-20. Yeah, I think it's going to be close as well. A Goated says 33-28. Oh, man, these are some close, crazy scores. I don't know if my heart's going to be ready for this game. This is going to be a blood pressure cooker. This is going to be one of those games where I think we're all going to be pacing. It's going to be up and down. A lot of offense. It's going to be a fun game. I'm excited, man. I'm hyped up. It's just going to be one of those games where it's going to go back and forth offense. And it's a chess match between Mike and Kyle. This is going to be fun, man. Debbie wants to know, is Jennings getting a touchdown? I hope so. I think so. He's the red zone. He's the answer to the red zone problems. You got to get Juwan Jennings a touchdown. I think he gets one touchdown. Let's see. I think Juwan Jennings gets a touchdown. I think I think Brandon Ayuk gets a touchdown. That's 14 points. I think there's going to be an interception and maybe a fumble. I think Talanoa Hufanga snags an interception. I hope to see Nick Bosa get a strip sack. He needs to get one of those to help his resume. So I think the Niners get 2 turnovers, and maybe Kittle gets a touchdown in this game because the Dolphins give up a lot to tight ends. They don't have the greatest linebacking core in the league. So I think Kittle might get a touchdown. So I got Kittle, Ayuk, and Jennings scoring 3. They're all getting touchdowns. Maybe CMC gets one. Hopefully he does. I don't know. It's going to be fun. But there's going to be, I say 27-24. So not all those guys can score. But I think for sure Brandon Ayuk gets a touchdown. And for sure Juwan Jennings gets a touchdown. So Nick Bosa probably get 2 sacks in this game. He's been balling, man. Again, Defensive Player of the Month in November. Nick Bosa's prime. He's playing the best of the season. It's December football. And Nick Bosa's ready to rock and roll, man. I'm hyped up. A Goated says, I don't know why, but I feel like Kittle is about to have a big game. I think he is too. Again, the Dolphins aren't the greatest against tight ends. I think Nick Bosa or George Kittle's coming out. I think he's going to have a big game, man. Especially if Debo is going to be limited here and there. I think they have to get the ball to Kittle. I just see him having a big game too. I really do. Rocio says, I think CMC is going to have a great game this time. I hope he does. We haven't, after that second game when CMC took over and crushed the Lambs, he hasn't had like that explosive game. He's been limited here and there. I would love to see Christian McCaffrey go out there and have one of those Christian McCaffrey type game, just take over, buttery smooth runs, run all over the defense. So I would love to see Christian McCaffrey have a big game. And again, the 49ers have to run the ball, and that means Christian McCaffrey has to get the ball in his hands. And also, getting those little passes from Jimmy Garoppolo, the screen passes, the little passes in the flats. So he's got to be out there helping them out. So I definitely think Christian McCaffrey is easily capable of having a big game. So if he does, I'll be super happy. Again, I think he's capable of taking over any game. He's a beast. I know last week he was a little limited with the knee, but he says he's fully ready to go. And I think he could have a big game. So let's hope that CMC runs wild over the Dolphins. I hope so. Smooth as silk. Yeah. Let's see. Let's get a couple more questions. ZP says, Hufunga's for sure getting an interception. I hope so. Isaac says, yo, Raj, by any chance, do you think you could turn the music a little lower? Because when I watch these at work, headphones, it always makes me jump. Turn the music down. Okay, I'll try to make the music a little lower next time we watch the stream. I don't know how to. I didn't know that there was a music issue, but I'll definitely work on the audio. So when I watch these at my work on my headphones, it makes them jump. So the audio is too loud for you. We'll turn it down a little bit. We'll fix it. I'll figure out how to fix that. John says, how impactful will Arik Armstead be coming off from injury? And that is a huge question. Again, will Arik Armstead be 100%? Will he be limited? Will he be rusty? That's something we have to consider. Even if he's a little limited or rusty, I still think he has a big impact in this game. And I also think, too, Arik Armstead knows himself. I don't think he'd put himself out there if he knew he wasn't going to be that effective. So I still think Arik is going to have a big impact. I think he has a massive impact in this game. Just his presence alone is going to help because he's going to command some attention on that D-line, and that's going to help Bosa, man. So even if he's not 100% or he's a little rusty, I still think he'll still have a pretty nice impact. And in the run defense, man, he's so good with the running defense. I think he's going to make a big impact in the run defense. Again, they've been really struggling on 3rd and short. That is, although the 49ers are first place in almost every statistical category on defense, they're dead last in 3rd and short. And I think that is because they don't have a guy like Arik Armstead. So let's see. My man Sad Niner fan says, I'm not worried about our O-line. They have not opened any run lanes recently, and pass block has been bad. I am worried about our O-line. They have not. Yeah, and that's the thing, especially if Trent Williams, and then we talked about this, if Trent Williams is not there, that's going to be a huge miss because that game against the Saints, man, they got crushed by the Saints D-line. But the Saints D-line is good. I think that's what people need to realize. The Saints have a good defense. They're a really good D-line. The thing is, the Dolphins, I don't think they have a strong D-line. I know they got Bradley Chubb, but I think if this is a good game for the 49ers to kind of get right, to fix that issue they've had on the O-line. They haven't really been perfect, but they've played well in stretches. There's been some games where I'm like, oh man, this O-line was creating a lot of holes. Like the Cardinals game, I felt like the 49ers O-line was really impressive. But this last game against the Saints, obviously they struggled a little bit. So this is a game where I think the 49ers can get some confidence on the O-line because the Dolphins, again, their D-line's not that great. Again, we never know. Maybe they come out and then they play the game of their season. So any given Sunday. But I do think that this is a game the 49ers O-line can really step up and make some improvements. But I hope Trent Williams is out there, man, because that's tough if he's not out there. It's going to be a little different story if you got Colton McKivitz. He's definitely not Trent Williams, all pros and Pro Bowls, all the accolades. Like Trent Williams is a Hall of Fame left tackle, man. So without him, it's going to be tough. Run lanes aren't going to be as good. And Pass protection is just not going to be as good. No disrespect to Colton McKivitz, but I really hope that Trent Williams can play. But if he plays, I hope he doesn't injure himself further. So it's a delicate balance. Although Kyle did say he feels that he should play for Sunday, but Kyle said a lot of stuff that isn't true. So Isaac says, hit that like button. Let's hit that like button. Legendary Answer says, do you think we'll see a re-emergence of the jet sweep from Kyle? I don't think so, man. I've been wanting him to hit that jet sweep all season long. He doesn't call it anymore. Maybe it's out of his playbook. Maybe that was Mike McDaniel's play. Or maybe he's saving it. Maybe he's saving the kitchen sink for this game. Because I feel like sometimes these coaches hold back on plays through the season and then they'll pull out certain plays in certain games because they watch the film and they're like, oh, this play will work against this team or whatever the case. Or if it's a big game, you got to go all out like in the playoffs. You're going to throw everything you have at them. So maybe they will. Maybe Kyle's saving some stuff, but I don't think so because I've been wanting him to pull a jet sweep out of his ass for weeks now. And he doesn't do it. He's letting me down. I don't know. Anyone else watching this Utah USC game? I have it on. I got to watch it after this stream. I came on because I knew I had to get the stream going. It's been a long, busy day, and I finally got home. So I want to watch this USC game tomorrow. A lot of good games on college football. Gold-blooded says 35-23. Niners over the Fins. I like it. Squish the fish, baby. 35-23. That's a good 12-point victory. Let's get it. John V. Smoke and mirrors. This is a lot of smoke and mirrors in this game. Both these coaches, they're not going to give any type of advantage to the other team. They're not going to tip their hand. Two magicians, two wizards. They're not going to tip their spells, man. Yeah, whoever's there, be loud. I'll be loud. I might be sick again after Sunday, but it's all going to be worth it. Sushi on Monday. We're going to have victory sushi if we win, Debbie. I 100% cannot wait to have victory sushi on Monday. I'm telling you. I told my daughter, I said, if we win on Sunday, we're having sushi on Monday, and she loves sushi. I cannot wait. We're going to squish the fish and get victory sushi. I hope we get it. I hope we do. I can't wait. Raphael says Trent is going to be out this game. Left practice today with back issues. Yeah, we discussed that. He's questionable, so it's not official that he's going to be out. He might play. Again, that's a thing that maybe if he rests up, gets some good deep tissue massage, that he feels good on Sunday. So we'll see. Questionable is not as bad as doubtful, so there is still hope that Trent can play. So let's hope. My man Gold-blooded says he's got the Niners rain gear ready. The voice is primed up, ready to go. Gourmet tuna sandwiches at the tailgate. Let's go. Gourmet tuna. Is it still likely to rain? Yes, it should be raining. That's what the weather app's telling me. So John says, I can't predict dinner. I retired from score predictions. Each time I did, we blew. So yeah, let's probably hold off on the score predictions, John. I don't want you to jinx this team. So I usually do. S. Fletch says it's raining here in Orange County. It's been raining a little bit throughout the week here in the Bay, but tonight there's no rain. But it's supposed to be raining on the weekend. I know it's been raining in LA because I have a friend that lives out there, and I saw his Snap stories and all that stuff, and I was like, oh, it's raining out there. The rain's coming up north. Don't you worry. It's coming up north. The Bay's going to get flooded this weekend, but we need the rain. So I'm excited. 49ers, I got it 27-24. Let's get it, baby. The 49ers have to get pressure on Tua, create some turnovers. Jimmy's got to play mistake-free football, and they have to be able to score in the red zone. You can't settle for field goals, man. A Goated says, did Coleman get elevated? No, but I predict he will get elevated tomorrow. I think tomorrow they'll put Elijah Mitchell on the injured reserve, and they will elevate Tevin Coleman. That's my prediction for tomorrow. We will see what happens, though. They have, Saturday before a game, they always make their little game elevations and da-da-da-da-da. So I think tomorrow they'll elevate Tevin Coleman to the active roster, and they'll put Elijah Mitchell on the injured reserve. That's my prediction. We'll see if it comes true. We'll see. Gold-blooded says Trent will be playing, back spasms, a good rundown, and a chiropractor visit. He'll be fine. Go get that deep tissue massage, Trent. You'll be all right. John says, what kind of rain we talking this week? One rain or Mexico rain? I don't think it's gonna be. It's crazy. Like it did rain pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. On Wednesday, it rained pretty good actually. It was like pouring. But I feel like if it's gonna rain this weekend, it just seems like it's gonna be one of those little like piddly rains. I don't think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a typical California rain a little bit for like 10 minutes and then go away, and then maybe come back a little bit. That's the vibe I'm getting. But you never know. California rain is so unpredictable. Sometimes it just goes like crazy. Sometimes it's like a sprinkle, and you're like, that's the rain. And then sometimes it goes, and then it's like on and off, like a sprinkler. So we'll see. Isaac says Mason with the touchdown. Let's hope so. I like Mason. I hope he has a big game. I want him to take advantage of his opportunities. I've been hyping this kid Mason up, man, all off season. I want him to make me proud. Yeah, I said it. Key will be to score touchdowns. If we settle for field goals, we're for sure losing against an offense like that. Yeah, 100%. You have to score touchdowns. No more settling for field goals. This is an elite offense. If the 49ers want to win a Super Bowl, you can't sit there and score field goals all game. I mean, yes, you have a great defense, but you can't expect to shut every single team out. They're going to score points. They're professional football players. They're an elite team. Niners have to score touchdowns. I agree. S Flood says, finally some positive news about Kinlaw. Bro, I couldn't believe it when the words Kinlaw came out of Kyle's mouth. I was like, finally. We was talking about it all night last night. And he finally came up. I guarantee you, Kyle's watching the stream. And he goes, okay, these guys want to know about Kinlaw? Y'all want to know about Kinlaw? All right, let me tell you about Kinlaw. Let me tell you about Javon Kinlaw. And he did. So it's good to hear it. I really hope that Kinlaw could come back and play and be healthy. But I'm going to tell you this right now. This is Javon Kinlaw's final chance. I think they're going to, again, what did I say all these last couple of weeks? I said they're going to give him the opportunity. They're going to give him the chance to get healthy, and they're really going to let him go out there and prove he can play and be a factor for this defense, and I hope he can stay healthy. I hope he can play, but I think this might be his last chance, man. I really hope. I hope he can come back and play and be healthy, but I think this might be his last chance. If he gets another injury or if he still has knee issues and if it flares up, that's just the writing's on the wall, man. It's kind of like a toxic relationship. It's like a toxic relationship. It's like, okay, here we go. We got Kinlaw. We coming back, and then boom, the knees get hurt. And it's like, okay, we got to keep him. We got to give him hope. Let's hope. Okay, Kinlaw's coming back. Boom, the knees hurt, and then he goes back on the injuries. It's tough. It's like you always want to come back to something it might not work out, but you got to give it a chance, because if it works out and everything's clicking, it's heaven on earth, right? It's like, man, when you're clicking with someone that you have a toxic relationship, when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. And that's how it is with Kinlaw. When it's good, it could be so good. He has the potential, but he has so many injury risks, and it's like, it just frustrates you. So hopefully he could stay healthy, man. I love the guy. I got no bad will for the guy. I mean, it's not his fault. He didn't choose to get injured, but he has bad knees, man. It just sucks. So let's take a look at some of these questions. Sad Niner fan says, Kyle overthinks himself in the red zone. I agree. I've been saying this all week, man. He really does. A Goated says, is Kinlaw even good? The guys we have now are pretty solid. I like what I've seen from T.Y. I mean, we have good D linemen. But the thing is, this guy was drafted as a top 15 pick. He has to be given an opportunity. He has potential. He has flashes. He can't develop if he's not on the field. So I feel like with Chris Kasurek, Kinlaw could develop into a really good player. Obviously, we have good players. They're good depth pieces. Kevin Givens has been solid. T.Y. McGill has been good. Hassan Ridgeway, they've gotten good depth. But the potential this guy has might be better than all of them. So you never know. And you got rid of DJ Jones. So you have to give this guy a chance. You went out a couple years back. They made the big trade. They went and got Kinlaw and Brandon Ayuk, and they're indebted to this guy. They have to at least give him the opportunity. Or otherwise, they're going to take the big double L. And James on TikTok's going to say, 49ers, what happened? Javon Kinlaw. So they have to give him the benefit of the doubt. S Flood says, Kyle needs to stay aggressive the whole entire game. No foot off the gas. I agree. You got to be aggressive. No conservative Kyle in this game. I do not want to see conservative Kyle. I want to see Kettle. I want to see Killer Kyle. I want to see Killer Kyle come with the aggressiveness. You're up 5. You're up 7. Go up 14. You're up 14. Go up 21. You're up 21. Go up 28. I want him to continue to run the score up if he has the opportunity. Put the foot on the gas and don't let up. I agree, Flood. I agree. Gold-blooded is sad. A lot of red zone problem is execution. They were the best red zone offense last year. You can't blame Kyle if he's had them at the top before. Execution. Yeah, and that's the crazy thing is they literally were the best red zone offense last year. So it's like, what are they doing? They're just not executing right. Obviously, sometimes there is some weird play calling, but if the same coach had them at the top last year, what are you doing wrong this year? I feel like they're just not executing right. Sometimes they're not utilizing their full skill set. And again, I feel like they have to take some shots. You got to get Jawan Jennings the ball, man. This guy's too sure. He's such a tall receiver. He's a big physical, big body receiver. Give him his opportunity. So, oh, John, good point. He says, we were so patient with Jalen Hurd, we kind of owe Kinlaw. And I think that's the 49er way. They're going to give their guys chance after chance. We may not like it, but that's the team. They're going to try to squeeze out all hope. They're going to give them as many chances as they can, and I think they're loyal because they believe in their players. They know the talent that some of their players have, and it sucks when you get hurt because you don't choose to get injuries, but they really try to give their guys all the opportunities they can until it's at the point where it's absolutely no coming back. And again, this was a top 15 pick in the NFL draft. If this becomes a bust, that's a huge. I mean, they're going to be looking like people are going to call them clowns. They don't want to hear that, So we'll see. This game might be a Niners Saints 2019. I feel like it's going to be high scoring. I think you're right. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it could be. I think it has all the makings to be a big time game. Kyle cannot be outcoached by Mike. I hope not, because if he does, if Mike comes out there and he outcoaches him, he is not living this. I mean, oh God, they're coming for his neck. So you're right. He cannot be outcoached. Let's hope he doesn't. Killer Kyle, that's the nickname. I know you loved it. Do we even know the real reason Kinlaw has missed this much time? Yeah, his knee flared up. When you have chronic knee issues, you have tendonitis. He went in and got an ACL recovery, a reconstruction. Obviously, the knee just wasn't durable enough, and he was out there playing, and maybe, I don't know if he came back early enough or just his knees are bad. And it flared up, and it swelled up, and it caused a lot of pain and irritation. And that happens sometimes when you have these knee surgeries. You're a big guy. You put all that stress, and the 49ers were going to give him time because he's big. It takes time to heal. And again, if they would have thrown him back too early with his history of knee issues, it probably just would have happened again. So it's an unfortunate situation for Kinlaw. He just has bad knee history. His knees are probably like some of the patients I've seen. He's probably his knees are probably like some of the 70-year-old patients I've seen that had knee replacements. I hate to lie. I'm not going to lie to you. He probably has those types of needs. He's probably going to need a knee replacement at some point. So, gold blood. I want to see Purdy in the fourth. If they got Purdy in the fourth, the Niners have been putting it to him, baby. No Vaseline. So let's see. This is a game that could be setting the tone for the rest of the season. It's definitely a big defining game. It could be a tone setter. Big game, big vibes. December football. This is the first game in December, and you got to come out strong because the December football hits a lot different than the rest of the year. Does Lance have a chance to be elevated from injured reserve this season? No. Kyle was on KNBR this today, or John Lynch, and they said no. So. I think they've been very patient with Kinlaw as gold-blooded. To go as far as they did with Hurd again wouldn't be good. Got to cut ties and call in it out. Sucks for Kinlaw. They need healthy bodies. I mean, I see it. I agree. At some point, you have to swallow your pride, but they have a lot of pride and they don't want to take the L. And they're gonna get. Like I said, this is his last chance. I think this is the last chance they're gonna give Kinlaw, and then they gotta call it like they see it. So. Wasn't there fluid in Kinlaw's knee? Yeah, swelled up, irritation, edema, whatever you want to call it. That's what it was. You can't go out there when it's irritated like that. So let's see. I wish they would have flexed it too, Goated. Let's see. At the end of the day, It wasn't. The Niners got a big test this weekend against the Dolphins. I'm hungry. I got another stream I got to hop on, and then I'm going out to this Christmas thing with my daughter. So I love you guys. I hope you had a good Friday. Let's get it. Again, prediction 27-24 Niners. Leave the predictions in the comments in the post. We'll shout you out if you guys get it right. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. I love you guys. Let's hope we have some sushi on Monday, and it's Victory Monday. I want to eat sushi on Monday. All right. You guys have a good rest of your night. I love you. Bang, bang. Niner.